Let's once again venture into the heartland of Alaska and the Yukon. Next, you'll reboard the McKinley Explorer, bound for Fairbanks, the Golden Heart City. Born during the frenzied gold rush days, Fairbanks is a fascinating blend of native and urban culture. Here, the midnight sun shines, so you'll be tempted to stay up and play. Holland America Line's Gold Dredge No. 8, once a National Historic Site, is exclusively reserved for their guests. Later, set up for wide-open views along the famed Alaska Highway, aboard their exclusive Explorer coaches. You'll overnight in Tok, the self-proclaimed dog-mushing capital of Alaska, where Alaskan Huskies easily outnumber the people. What next? An unforgettable ride on the River of Gold. See it all aboard another Holland America exclusive, the Yukon Queen II, the only sightseeing vessel cruising on the Yukon River. There's an expression up here, coming into the country. That means you've arrived in the heart of the great land. First Nations people have called this home for millennium, sharing it with the moose and quaking aspen. From here, you'll escape to the Yukon. It's a territory larger than the state of California, yet less than 35,000 people live here. First stop, Dawson City, gateway to the Klondike Goldfields. You'll step back in time to find unpaved streets, false front buildings, and broad wooden boardwalks. This is a town you'll fall in love with. Parks Canada restoration of the historic structures will transfer you back to the end of the 19th century and its final grand adventure, the Klondike Gold Rush. Or immerse yourself in the timeless wonder of Tombstone Park, another Holland America exclusive offering. This is a place of stunning vistas, ancient traditions, and unique geological features. Here, the continents have been on a collision course for a long time. Grizzly bears wander the valleys, foraging for berries, and 100 species of birds nest in subarctic tundra. Experience true wilderness and be back in Dawson City before dinner. Next day, board your deluxe motor coach for a picturesque run down the Klondike Highway past Lake LaBarge. Roll into Whitehorse, the capital of the Yukon, and be sure to take in the Frantic Follies. It's one of the highest-rated rip-roaring musical revues anywhere. What's next? The Kluane National Park and Preserve. Venture off the beaten path. Be among the few who come and explore. Annually, Kluane gets only 1/6 of the people who will visit Denali. Yet this wilderness is so significant, the United Nations recognizes Kluane as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. On This Morning, a Yukon expert will share insights as you travel to the park. In this unique, immense region, you can count 5 of the 7 tallest mountains in North America and catch a glimpse of the Earth's largest non-polar ice fields, sights few have ever seen. From here, there are so many things to see and do. Have a Parks Canada interpreter be your personal guide, or flight sea in the Kluane's massive ice fields. Wander through alpine meadows. Shoot the rapids of the untamed Tatshenshini River. Search for wildlife on a guided hike, or simply experience a Parks Canada presentation. It doesn't get better than this. Well, maybe it does, because tomorrow it's Skagway. All aboard the White Pass and Yukon Railroad. You'll follow the footsteps of the gold rush of '98 by a narrow-gauge railroad, an engineering miracle in its time. Your steam engine pulls you to scenic Lake Bennett. Here, a Parks Canada interpreter brings to life the struggle of 20,000 Klondikers who built boats to navigate the treacherous 500 miles down to Dawson City. Then back onto the train to the Rocky Mountains' most northerly pass. You'll pull into the station at Skagway, home of the Klondike Gold Rush Historical Park. This used to be one rough town, filled with sourdough prospectors and Chichaco greenhorns headed for the gold fields. Today, it's going to delight you from boardwalks to false fronts. Skagway has been restored by the National Park Service to recall those rustic days gone by. There are art galleries and boutiques galore, but for those so inclined, one of the greatest flight seeing trips anywhere is based right here. You can view the incredible Glacier Bay National Park from the air. An amazing journey. And now it's time to cruise in what Holland America Line calls Signature of Excellence. Your next destination, Glacier Bay National Park. You'll glide up fjords of mirrored waters. Cruise by ice falls of cerulean blue. Mammoth glaciers surround you one after the other. Learn from a national park ranger as they point out the wonders that lay before you. And for a different perspective, a native speaker offers insight about the legendary meanings of this ancient land. Throughout your visit to Glacier Bay, deck stewards are standing by with woolly blankets and a cup of hot chocolate. You'll find the perfect place along the uncrowded rail to pause and reflect on God's creation. This afternoon, you'll leave Glacier Bay and glide along Alaska's Inside Passage. Tomorrow's ports of call, Ketchikan, where options abound. Flight seeing through Misty Fjords National Monument, or try your hand at sport fishing in the Alaska Salmon Capital. Tour Saxman Village, the center for Tlingit totem pole carving. Back on board, enjoy an Alaskan native artisan demonstrating crafts passed down for generations. You can also spend as much time as you want with an onboard naturalist. They'll help you make your journey through the Inside Passage remarkable. Which brings us to your arrival in Vancouver, British Columbia. To find your own personal wilderness and perhaps the great land vacation you've always dreamed about, you'll want to experience the natural wonders of Alaska and the Yukon with one of my favorites, Holland America Line.